So I'm here with Drew Maunder. Drew, what's the name of your dog? Is it dog training services? What
Yeah,
do you call that?
run Ruff Pup dog training services.
Ruff
Uh,
Pup. Cool.
yep,
And that's RUFF.
RUFF. Yep. So here on.
Oh, I see it on the hat. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm completely blinded. Yes. So just real quick, I mean, what does Woje mean to, well, let's just start with your company. Why Woje for Ruff Pup?
Well, when I first found Woje, I was looking for a solution for my clients because there's a lot of different options out there for financing, but I really don't like my clients getting gouged for high interest rates, additional fees, and then I have to sacrifice my own bottom line as well to pay the financing company. So when I found Woje and got involved with them, it was such a great fit for me and for my clients because we were able to map out the terms ourselves. We were able to put more control over the payments into my clients' hands so they weren't ending up with something that they couldn't afford, and then having the flexibility to then be able to go back and alter those payments based on the needs of my clients was just huge for me because so many times I've been there myself when I've had a payment and it just becomes a headache and and a struggle to make and then when like with dog training, right, when it becomes an aversive, it kind of shuts you down and over time you just stop doing it. Yeah, and so that's kind of why Woje was such a great fit for me.
Yeah, because I can imagine that your services, let me ask you this. Before Woje, before the option of having the Woje platform, did you find yourself tempted to lower your prices or just send potential business away because of the price, because of what they needed was kind of expensive, or were you just saying, well, I'll just put it on a credit card?
I mean, for the most part, yeah, we were just having clients put it on their credit card. But as we all know, credit cards are what, 15 to 20% in interest, and then the second that you miss a payment on your credit card bill, you're now paying 29% interest. So,
Right.
So we always had clients, put things on or put the training programs on their credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Or we had another financing company that we were using, but they were charging my clients 8% on top of what I was charging them. They were taking 5% from me. So I was having to raise my prices
Just
to do
to
the
cover.
financing just to
Yeah.
cover that 5% loss, and it just didn't sit right with me. It didn't feel right. So when Woje came along and had this, this mind-blowing ethical financing solution, it just made sense.
Yeah, I love that word, ethical. I know
Yeah.
Scott Johnson uses that transparent, ethical, civil financing. Can you explain what you think he means by civil
Well, it's
financing?
so personable, like my clients aren't dealing with someone on the end of the phone in a call center. They're dealing with me directly. That's what it means to me on that civil side. Like if they're having financial hardship, they're not calling a call center and hoping that the person on the other end understands and can help them. They're talking directly to me. Somebody who knows them, likes them, trusts them, knows their dogs, has worked with them, and and I'm able to have empathy with them and sympathize, and then say, hey, look, I understand where you're at. How about we lower your payments for a few months just so that you can get back on track?
Yeah.
And it's not a battle anymore. It's not fighting with the credit card company. It's a civil conversation. I understand where you're at. How can I help you? How can I make this an easy thing for you? And I just love it. I just love how it works out.
What an incredible tool to have as a small business owner, because it adds so much value to your services to be able to offer that ability to ethically, transparently, and civilly finance clients. I love that. And you have an accent there. Is that Australian? Is that South African? Where does that come from?
So I grew up in Wales.
Oh, Welsh.
Wales,
Oh,
back in the United Kingdom.
I'll be darned.
And
Well, I guess I don't know very many Welsh people because I didn't recognize where it came from. But you're working. You operate your business out of the United States. You're in the United States.
Yeah, I'm based in Utah. Yep.
Yeah, and thank heavens you are, because you might not have known about Woje had you been anywhere else.
No, not right now. I mean, maybe I would have stumbled upon it, a year or two from now. But
yeah,
now's the best time to get involved.
Has it positively impacted your bottom line? And if so, how?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, all of a sudden we're able to cater to people that wouldn't necessarily be able to afford our services.
So your client base is now, I mean, you have more business?
Absolutely. Yeah. When I first joined up with Woje, we did about $50,000 in dog training sales that we wouldn't have done otherwise. And on top of that, I still have that monthly payment coming in, as well as a really small interest rate to help get me through the slow times. When the economy hits, I don't have to worry about paying the rent on my building or the rent on my house, because my payments that come in from Woje already cover that. So it's not just my bottom line that's affected. It's my life that's affected. It makes my life so much easier knowing at the beginning of every month that my rent is covered on both my building or on my store and on my house.
Yeah, boy, what peace of mind that offers. I mean, except for the last few days, it sounds like you normally sleep pretty well at night.
I usually sleep really well at night, yeah. And then I injured my shoulder.
Now you're injured and you can't sleep at all, but that's not Woje's fault.
That's not Woje.
Are there other, I mean, you talked about how, it's not just the bottom line, it's your quality of life. Is the actual interface, the ability to use the platform, to use the software, it's cloud-based. I mean, it's essentially a software service. I mean, was there elaborate training or onboarding involved for you to understand it?
There was, yeah. I mean, when I first got involved with Woje, it was version 2.0, and it was a headache. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a challenge for sure. But now we're on Woje 3.0, and one of the great things that I found with Scott Johnson, who owns the company, is I was able to contact him directly. I was able to talk to him and tell him what issues I was running into. He would relay that to the development team, and they would fix it. And now we're running on Woje 3.0, and the list of issues that I was having with 2.0 have all been addressed, all been fixed. I get regular coaching from Scott. I get regular updates on on all the great things that are coming. You know, the onboarding is really, really easy now. It used to be a real hassle, but now it's just very, very quick. I mean, we went from onboarding clients where it was taking up to 2 weeks to now it takes about 2 minutes. So, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I
Wow.
just love the direction that the company's going. I love everything that Scott's got planned for the company, and just like even though things, you know, have a shift in paradigm every once in a while, the values never change, and that's what I love. You know, the core values of the company are always about providing, like you say, the ethical, civil financing for everybody. So,
Yeah, and as someone who's been using it since its early days, you know, you've had the advantage of, like you say, getting to know some of the top leaders in the organization and the founder and the, you know, all of that, and for you to be able to have your specific feedback be addressed is pretty cool. And it's still really early days. I mean,
it really is, yeah.
really, anyone that's on even version 3.0 right now has that access to the founder, owner, CEO, Scott Johnson, every day at 11 Mountain Time, where
Yeah.
he's live.
Where he's live and he's training and he's helping people. You know, like that's something I just love about Woje. It's not just about offering a financing solution. It's about teaching you how to then, you know, manage that money that you've got coming in, and learning the tax benefits of having that money coming in on payments. And, you know, it's awesome. You know, I just love everything that Scott's doing with it. You know, it's incredible.